Okay, into the first game against this E-Giant Moron, and we shall see what happens. So we'll just cycle a miner at the start. He goes for Dark Prince. Go for bats plus wall breakers just to stop the connection. Then we prefer the MK so we don't want to waste the Prince since we need it for the E-Giant, whereas MK will still take a lot of damage. And so we can just leave this. He does overcommit on the defense, spending a bit too long. And then we can just defend this with the Prince plus minor bats. And this is one of the most horrible queens I've ever seen. Lets it get charged on a mistimed ability. And then he go for wall breaker and he defends with the Skelly, so that should be fine. I'm going to set up a witch in the opposite lane of our weak tower. And then we can just go for some mana chip as well. He spends 8 on the defense, then decides to turn it into counter push, which is fine since we have MK plus Prince in hand. Go for the bandit also since he wants the lightning, that's fine. Everything's defended, he hasn't got enough links to the left to do much. And we can defend quite comfortably. Then we can go for MK Prince plus a minus tank for the Dark Prince charge so it doesn't hit both of our defending units. And then messes up the Barbaro because he's plays E-Giant. And we choose to go for the MK Bridge. And then we can just go minor bats opposite lane since he has the Nado so he can't commit to a big push. Then we use our Prince here because we know we can ban it plus MK on the E-Giant. And then we're in a good cycle to try and counter push. He has to spend 4 on the defense, plus Queen. So we have the MK there, we can go minor bats. He should have nadoed here, but didn't. We have a Prince on the right. A lot of bad shift, plus bandit wall breakers. He wasted E-Giant on the Prince. And now we're actually in a decent position. We go for a Witch plus Zap to reduce the damage taken. Spam stuff to try and go in. And then we actually get the bandit charge we're looking for with a good Zap to stop the Dark Prince. Defend that with a Prince plus bandit plus Witch plus Zap to make sure it doesn't get too much damage, and that's game. It's a nice win against a very hard matchup. You see if you just play well with the pressure. In this case, because he made a mistake, it seems to work out. So next game against 74. Nice with that I thought had retired, but maybe he's back. Good player. So it's not the best matchup. It's actually Ice Cold match. I think it's potentially worse than Knight, since they have more for bats. Although Ice Spirit better than East Spirit, so it's not so bad. And so we just start this sort of play in single. Ideally we don't want them to get the Expo lock, but they're almost bound to get at least one Expo lock. That tends to be the majority source of their damage in single. We go for the MK Witcher since he doesn't have the log. He does now after cycling. That's fine, we're basically just preventing him from going in. So that's almost the reason for applying pressure. And so we can just go for wall breakers. He has to defend with archers, which is nice when we can go for Prince, and then here he gets his 1x per lock. We go for late Witch because we'll use the counter push. Take about 2k damage. So we can go for minor plus the Witch plus the bandit, which has to defend. And we got about 1000 damage. And he's down about 3 elixir, which is nice. Since our wall break gets the connection, we can set up a big MK push at the back. Not a huge fan of doing it, but in this situation, we're trying to set up the massive push to overwhelm. It seems to work. Good minus Zap. Then we get the MK hit plus 2 wall breaker connections. He probably should have logged, but I guess he knows that since I'll just do the same thing, basically cycling MK Princes, he can only defend to such an extent. So we force out the Tesla there since we have those Skellies, which is nice. And here we can go for Prince, wall breakers, and the minor, and that's nice. The minor there also nice. Then when Witcher took out the Ice Spirit, so the Ice Spirit lock wouldn't kill the wall breakers. So next game against a recruits player, and this Witch is actually useful. I wouldn't normally say it, but it is. Witch is useful. Yeah, the Witch family. Which Witch made the giant skeleton? Which Witch? That is a tongue twister. But since we MK'd here, he has no E-Spirit, so we can go Bats, Witch, Counter Push, and he has no Elixir. You have 10 on the board, he can barely zap, he's Bandit, Bridge, we just win. Some games you just win in single, when they can't do much. And the Witch basically taking out the Fly Machine, another huge error. He goes into the MK with the host and he's not even up Elixir. So that's super nice. And then we can just defend with the left with the Witch, go for the MK, nice easy game. Some games you just play well, it's nice and easy. Anyways, see you.